Good afternoon, teacher. In this video, I share my experience giving the B2 exam, the part of listening. Sorry for record this video alone. Uh, so, well, um, to give the B2 exam, we need to consider many strategies to apply. Okay, for example, the first strategy that I use when I practice listening is before to listening, I prepare effectively. For example, when I give my B2 exam, I try to read the instructions and questions carefully, know what to listening for. Another tip is highlight keywords. Okay, for example, in questions, for example, will be names, dates, opinions, modal verbs, like should, must, because with that you can identify, okay, the purpose of that listening. Another tip is predict the topic. For example, if it is about travel, think of related vocabulary, booking, July, destinations. Okay, try to identify these words because that's in many cases these words are the keys. Okay, and finally identify the task type. For example, multiple choice, sentence completion, matching. Okay, all of this. For example, another tip or advice that I share is while listening, focus and filter. For example, uh, use the two plays wisely. Okay, most tests play the audio twice. Well, I think, but in the first listening, try to catch the main idea and not obviously answers. Okay, but with that, you can in the second listening you can confirm answers and focus on tricky details. Okay, that is another advice. Well, if you don't listen carefully, don't problem. Okay, try to pass another questions. Don't stop. O sea, don't try to don't stay in panic over missed words. Keep moving forward. Okay. Uh, I think in this part you need all of your concentration to do this activity because if you are thinking in another thing, you could distract and you can't listen carefully. That another strategy that I use is when appear multiple choice, answer are often paraphrased. Okay, for example, if you listen, in the listening, the speaker told something. Okay, but in the answers, the same is paraphrasing. Okay, try to identify these kind of things. Eliminate obviously wrong options first. Try to read quickly and try to identify the listening is about any topic. For example, if it's healthy, try to eliminate answers that are not related with that. That is my point of view about that. Another tip to improve your listening is try to take real practice test. Also, maybe you can listen to authentic English, for example, with podcasts, using BBC audios, TV shows, movies. Try to improve your listening every day, because when you are in the test, many types of listening appear. For example, one listening could be in with a different accent, for example, Indian, or maybe the most common is Cambridge audios with of Cambridge, for example. The British pronunciations is very difficult to understand. Okay, try to train your listening. Well, in my opinion, TV shows or movies are um, are useful when you need to improve your listening. Okay, that is my advice. Okay, for that. But I think the best option to obtain a good grade in this part, I think, is first try to um, practice with audios, TV shows, podcasts, all of this. The second advice for me that is useful and effective is the first one that I told you. For example, before to listening, prepare effectively. Reading instructions and questions carefully, highlight keywords, predict the topic, and identify the task type. Okay, that is the most important or the most useful to do this activity, because when you are listening, you need to inferring what about the listening is talking. Okay, for example, with that you can predict your answers and discard the wrong answers. Okay, I think that is the most useful technique or strategy to, but listening is very difficult to understand, and the best advice that I told you is practice every day with music, listening podcasts to improve your listening. Okay, and that's it.